One of the most powerful times to impact your brain and get the inflammation down and to get your body to heal is actually when you're agitated, which I frankly am right now. So what I want to do is share with you a practice that came up like 3 times yesterday when I was in clinic with 3 different patients. Clearly, it's something we could all use a lot more of. And I was standing in the kitchen feeling myself getting more and more and more stressed out as I'm packing for a big business trip, as I'm putting closing comments on a presentation I need to shoot this afternoon, as I'm doing all the 10,000 things that I do, and I'm healing from long COVID. So my nervous system is still not totally balanced. And it's easy for it to get tipped into the red alert zone. And for me to feel like I'm all of a sudden breathing these short, shallow breaths, that my brain isn't firing the way I want it to, that I just feel kind of like agitated. I mean, I think if you have long COVID or chronic fatigue syndrome or myalgic encephalitis, you can identify. The thing is that I know that if I stay in this state and I keep pushing myself from here, then I'm digging myself a hole, right? I mean, I'm going to make myself more tired. I'm going to get more stressed out, and I'm moving further and further and further away from that place where my body can actually heal. And I can take a handful of supplements to say, whoa, I want to stop all this inflammation. But truly, 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 the real power to healing is inside of us, right? It's in there's so much we can do with our brains and our bodies. And this is what I told 3 patients yesterday. So today I'm telling it to myself because I do live my medicine. And I want to do this live with you in case this helps for you. So what I shared was my version of doing HeartMath. HeartMath is a company that has studied how it is that where that energy body is. When we talk about we have a physical, a mental, emotional, and an energetic body, where is that energy body? What happens when our heart and brain get into a coherent state? And how does that impact the autonomic nervous system and get us into a state where we can actually be in a place where we can start to heal instead of in a place where we're inflamed and stressed out and not healing? This is something that only takes a few minutes. And my experience is that if you do this 3 times a day, it seriously begins to rewire the brain. When I first started this talk today, I said that when you are most stressed out, it can be a huge good time to work on healing your body. The reason why is if you want to recreate a new neural network in your brain, there are 2 times that are great to make those new connections. One is under a time of stress. We remember things that are scary and stressful for a reason because we want to avoid that threat from in the future. The second time is when we're feeling a lot of happiness and joy and love. So if you want to be in a state to really prime, to like that garden, that soil to be just right for that seed to be planted, that new way you want to be, then get yourself into a state of love and joy. Or when you're freaking out like I am today, do it then, even when it's the hardest. When you want to do it the least is the best time to do it. All right, here we're going to go. So it's 4 steps. The first step is I'll walk you through it and then we'll do it together live. For those of you who can't be bothered to stick around, you got the instructions. So step number 1 is you just breathe into your heart. You're just paying attention to this heart space energy and you're just breathing into it. That's all you're doing. And so you do that for 4 breaths. The second step is that you continue breathing into this heart space, but you bring in an emotion that's positive. This can be joy, it can be love, it can be gratitude, it can be compassion, it can be any one of those kind of higher vibration kinds of feelings. And you take 4 breaths with this feeling in your body, best you can. The more you can bring it in and feel it, the more you're going to change your brain and your body towards a healing state. The third step is that you imagine something out there. It can be a tree, it can be your pet when you were 5, it can be your kid, it can be your partner, it can be anything that you can project that happy, joyful feeling to. So just put something in front of you in your mind's eye and then do 4 breaths where you're focusing on that thing or that person or that thing. And then the 4th step, are you ready? The 4th step? Okay, you ready? This is the big one. And then the 4th step, you do 4 more breaths, but you turn that energy around and bring it into yourself. And take those 4 breaths, and then you're bringing all of that, whatever that feeling is, whatever the love, the compassion, the gratitude to you. That's it. That's all you got to do. And I highly recommend 3 times a day. Okay, so you want to do it with me? Because I still need to do it. I'm feeling better, but I still need to do it. Okay, so here we go. So 4 breaths. So first take a breath out. And then one breath in, just focusing on that heart space. Okay, now we're going to go to the second phase, which is where you just imagine bring in some positive kind of feeling. So this could be love, gratitude. I've been working a lot with love, self-love, so I'm going to bring that in. You can choose whatever you want to choose and bring that feeling into your heart. So I may close my eyes because that's how I visualize and feel it better. So breathe out and then breathe in. Okay, great. So now we're going to go to the third phase, which is where you imagine something in front of you that you're going to send that same feeling towards. So I'm going to imagine something in front of me that I'm going to send love to. I think I'm going to imagine this little girl here because she's so cute, okay? Okay. Okay, exhale, and then that was fun. Whenever I imagine something, I always at some point just see it being so much more joyous. I've done this with my children and other things, and I just see them being so happy. I saw my dog who's 11, I saw her just running around being full of joy, and it made me smile. You probably saw that if you were watching me. The other thing I'd say is sometimes when you're exhaling, an automatic kind of sound may want to come out. That's great. Just let it come out. Let that release. That's energy that's coming out, and that's great. Okay, 4th step. Breathe out. Okay, now this time what we're going to do is we're going to flip it and bring that energy of whatever it was you were feeling, compassion, love, gratitude, and you're going to bring it towards yourself, okay? All right, so breathe out. Okay, great. You did it. All right. So to review, This is a great thing to do 3 times a day, 5 minutes, set your clock, and go ahead and do the 4 steps. First, breathe in and out to your heart space once. Second is bring in a feeling into your heart space. Do that 4 times. Then imagine something you're sending that energy to, 4 more breaths, and then you flip it and you bring it into yourself. I hope this helps you.